There's a number of ways of covering a bellows. This is one of many. But one thing you always want to remember, and that is, whenever you do, you need to double glue. Now, some people tack, some people don't. I personally like tacks. I think they're a necessity in a big bellows like this, and I'd recommend it. This is the first gluing. This is number one. Okay, now we're going to start with this open end. It looks like the cloth is just a little bit narrow there, but it's alright. Now if you make a mistake and you get a little bit of the glue on the cloth in here, don't worry about it, it'll come off. Just take some water, and I'm leaving these little things on the tape because the little faux pas I make, you're apt to make too. And if you don't make what I do, well, you'll probably do something else anyway. And we'll just work on it like this together. Now then, that is what you would call the first gluing. But that isn't where it stops. You notice when I peel this off, it's barely attached. It just doesn't want to soak into that cloth that fast. So you can do this several ways. You can put it on the cloth, you can put it on the wood, and it doesn't matter. Here it's easy to see when we put it on the cloth. And so this will be the open end of the bellows now. You can get this notch in your pattern in the right place and pull it down. Okay. And when you're working with hot glue, you've got to be fairly quick at it. You don't want it to congeal on you. This is another reason that you want to double glue, because later on you're going to go back to all of these and iron the covers down. So besides double gluing, we're going to iron them, and we want to make absolutely sure. Now before you go on around, make sure that this cover fits. Sometimes after you cut them, they're not quite straight. You have to make some adjustments. Okay, it looks like this side is alright anyway, so I'm going to go ahead . This is the side without the holes. The side with the holes, the feeder holes, you can take care of later on by just cutting them out. You can feel them right through the cloth. It's not difficult. Don't worry about glue drips unless it's on the inside or towards your flaps. Otherwise, you don't have to worry about glue drips. Okay, that's glue number one. This time we'll just take it on the wood itself. This is our second coat. And you'll notice something else too. We tend to be lifting off of the front here too, so we'll just give it a third coat right there in the corner. Don't be chintzy with your glue. On this second coating now, you'll have plenty of glue to slide this cover around, and you'll be able to slip it around and make it fit real good. Now then, we're going to tack it. What I use for tacks are shoe tacks, shoe repair tacks. And by going to a shoe repairman in your town, you might be able to get him to tell you his supplier. And then just go down and buy them by the box, which is many thousands. This is much better than trying to get tacks in a hardware store in a little plastic bubble pack. Okay, we're going to just put these little control tacks here where we can rely on the fact that the cover is going to stay put. And the bellows covering like this is we're actually messing around here with glue that is long since past its tacky stage and is into its setting up stage, which means that it is really not stuck. People that leave them go at this without ironing them down are likely to have this end right here pop out. And that's the best reason I know of to do it, other than the fact that an ironed down cover is twice as tight as an unironed one, even after you've got it glued well. This isn't exactly the same configuration that the factory used, but just about anything, as long as it's good and tight and strong on the hinge, will work. I'm laying down this one here first, and then what I'm going to do is tack it down. It's very smart to work fast on a hinge. And then we'll have to put some cloth here, you see. And the reason for that is so that when the pump goes back together, it all fits together right. You need the thickness of the cloth in there around each one so that you have the right distance between the bellows. Or there again, you could get thumps and not even know why. It has nothing to do with the integrity of the bellows. It's always handy to have a damp rag around, and when you get a glue mess, that's the time to get it. Now, any glue that's dripped across the front of the bellows, like we did right at first, is easy enough to get up once it's jellied, because it's not going to stick to the black paint. The black paint to this glue is almost like shellac, and it will not adhere. Now, right here at the corner, you want the tack as close to the corner as practical, but you also have the edge of this underneath fold that we put on first, and you need to get a tack also right up to it so that it gets the top flap tight against what is directly underneath it. Otherwise, you'll have a channel, a little tunnel under there that could someday leak on you after the glue gets very hard and breaks. There. And then here on this side of the hinge, you put two. Remember, if you've got a tack here, you don't want another tack immediately adjacent, or they'll hit each other. And there's the complete cover. The best time to use your knife and trim the cloth. The glue is still soft. It's just now starting to get jelly-like. And so any time after it is jellied, but before it's hardened, cut your excess cloth off. That way you don't hurt your knife. It's a lot safer to do it that way too.